Hey guys, those of you working on the poetry section, at the end of the section you will be writing a sonnet. I wanted to go over a couple things to remember when writing a sonnet. When you write your sonnet, you're going to be graded on each of these characteristics. So the clarity of your topic, whether you follow the format of 3 quatrains and 1 couplet. Remember, a quatrain is like quattro, it's 4, right? So you're going to have 3 groups of 4 lines, and then 1 couplet, and a couplet, just like a couple, is 2, right? So you're going to have 3 groups of 4, so you're going to go 4 lines, 4 lines, 4 lines. That's the first 3 quatrains, and then end with your 1 couplet, 2 lines. When you are writing a sonnet, you're going to be graded on whether you match the rhyme scheme. So your first line in your first quatrain and your third line in your first quatrain, sorry about that, are going to rhyme, and then your second line in your first quatrain and your fourth line in your fourth quatrain are going to rhyme, and then, for example, in the couplet, the last 2 lines are going to rhyme. So we'll go over that in a little bit more detail in just a second. Iambic pentameter. This is iambic pentameter is sort of a funny thing, but we'll go over that in as well, and making sure that you have the right number of syllables in each line. So one way to think about iambic pentameter is to make sure that you have the right number of syllables in. Next, figurative language. We've talked a little bit about that at the beginning of the course, making sure that you use language that is vivid and descriptive of the topic that you are writing about. And then last but not least, 20% of your grade on your sonnet is going to be grammar and mechanics. So making sure that you're still using academic language and good writing techniques, punctuation, things like that. This is an example of a sonnet that they give you as an example. And so I'm going to use it as an example just to kind of go through each of these components that we just talked about. So again, these are the things you're going to be graded on when you write your sonnet. This is the example, and we're just going to go through the example here really quickly to see how the example matches how the example matches. Okay, so number 1, topic clarity. Topic clarity. In the first quatrain, which is here, and again, a quatrain is 4 lines, it says, I can't compare it to a fancy car. So as soon as I read that, I get the feeling we're talking about transportation. It does not have a brake or power steering, but still it's what I use to take me far. Down streets or avenues, I can go veering. So it is describing a method of transportation. So far, that's pretty clear. Then in the next quatrain, it introduces the exact topic, my skateboard. So the topic is using a skateboard as a method of transportation. So the clarity of the topic is clear. That's 1. That's easy. That's good. Then the next thing is 3 quatrains, 1 couplet. You can see quite clearly, I think, that this sonnet incorporates 3 quatrains and 1 couplet. Again, a quatrain is 4 lines. So you've got this quatrain here, and then you've got another 4 lines here, then you've got another 4 lines here, and then you've got a couplet, which is 2 lines here. So you can see quite clearly those things are both there. Then the A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G rhyme scheme. Let's take a look at that. So the first one is A, B, A, B. So what that means is in the first quatrain, the rhyme scheme needs to be A, B, A, B. So let's check really quickly. These 2 should rhyme. The A's should rhyme. Car, far. Yep. The B should rhyme. Steering, veering. Good. The next quatrain is C, D, C, D. So C, D, C, D. So the C's should rhyme. Prize, eyes. The D should rhyme. Be, me. So far, so good. And on all the way down to the last one, which is not alternating, but the same in each line, G, G. So this should be GG. These should rhyme, fly and I. They rhyme. So you can go through each of the quatrains, you can apply the rhyme scheme, and you can see quite clearly that they've done that. Good. Iambic pentameter. I think for now, the thing to remember about iambic pentameter is that iambic pentameter has to have basically 10 syllables in a single line. So basically looking at each line and checking to see that there's a total of 10 syllables. I'm going to change colors here really quickly. Let's do, you know what, let's do blue. Blue will be a little bit easier to see. So in each of these lines, I should be able to go through and count the number of syllables. Let's do one example. We'll do this first line right here. I is 1, can't 2, compare is 2, so that's 4. It to a fancy car, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, fancy car. 10 syllables. For now, that's the thing that you want to make sure you're doing. Let's take this other line right here just to double check. This one's a slightly longer line. Let's make sure that they're following this. So my is 1. Skateboard is the thing that I most prize. So there's 1 2-syllable word here, and the rest is 1 syllable, but it adds up to 10 total syllables. So making sure that each line is 10 syllables. Done. Figurative language, meaning like language that describes and paints a picture. When it says that the skateboard is worn down, shabby looking, right? Those are things that describe the skateboard. When he describes how it doesn't have brakes or power steering like a car. When he describes the places that he goes, down streets and avenues. These are all figurative language that describe how the skateboard is used, what the skateboard looks like, and things like that. And then last but not least, grammar and mechanics. There's no grammatical mistakes. Each of the lines at the beginning is capitalized. So let me just change colors here really quickly. Each at the beginning of the lines is capitalized. So I, it, but, down. So making sure that there's a capital line at the end of each one. And then at the end of each quatrain or at the end of a sentence, they're using periods. So make sure that like when you're finishing a thought, you're putting a period. And you're still using, if you're making a list, that you're using commas, right? So grammar mechanics are still important. Okay? So that's what you're going to be graded on. Those are the things you need to remember. I hope that helps. Good luck.